Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my channel. I am Coach Sherry, and I know that I have not done a recording in a few days, and that's because I got caught up in what occurs here in Charlotte all of the time. I want you to leave a comment down below. And what do you think I am talking about? Listen, Charlotte is one of the fastest growing cities. Over 100 people move here every single day. There's a lot going on. People are moving here from all over, not just the country, but the world. It is definitely becoming not a melting pot, but a tossed salad with all the ingredients. And I love the city for that. The diversity, the different things, there's a lot of creative. So there's a lot of art. There's the culture. Charlotte trying to get its own brand, but it's a lot going on. But where there's those ups, those positives, there are those downs and those challenges. And unfortunately, last week I got caught up in one of those challenges, something that I see almost every single day when I'm driving, especially on the highway. I mean, y'all, listen. Last week, it was in the evening. It was about 6:30 p.m. I was headed home from my office, minding my business, driving at a great speed. There were lots of cars on the road, but it wasn't like congested, traffic, like say a West Side Highway in New York. It wasn't like that. But there were quite a few cars on the highway, but the traffic was flowing. I had noticed up ahead that they started to brake. And so I started slowing down a little bit because let me tell you, here in Charlotte, if you see cars starting to brake, you really need to start to brake too. 9 times out of 10, you're getting ready to come to a sudden stop. So if you think, oh, they're so far ahead, I don't have to worry about it. No, you need to worry about it and start to be defensive with it. So I started to slow it down just a little bit. And next thing I know, bam! Oh my goodness, y'all. I'm in the fast lane of the highway and a car hits me from behind. I wasn't stopped. I wasn't at a really slow pace. I was still flowing. It wasn't like I was driving, ultra slow or anything like that. It was the most unbelievable thing. I was like, wait, what? Somebody just hit me? I have never experienced being hit while driving. I mean, of course, people get hit all the time while driving. I'm thinking about when you're maybe going through a busy intersection just someone maybe running a light, or, if you are at a stoplight or a stop sign and someone running into you that way. But while you're driving, I was going about 55 miles per hour. It was so shocking. And listen, trying to get to the right side of the highway, to get to the shoulder, that was another situation. I was like, listen, I was so discombobulated. I was just very prayerful that no other car was going to hit me. And then I couldn't see the car that hit me. So I was like, are they going to pull over, or was this a hit and run? Like, what's really going on? And I finally was able to get to the shoulder on the right side of the road. And luckily, thankfully, the driver of the other car also pulled over. And listen, I'm just very thankful and grateful that I love a big, hefty vehicle. Not huge or anything, but, I love sturdiness. I'm not into the trends or anything like that. But my car, it's damaged. It's damaged. But it withstood so much of that impact. And it did jostle me forward. And I have some challenges with that. I have some issues. But the driver that hit me, he totaled his car. His car was completely not drivable after he pulled over to the side. So I called 911. And 911 put me through to the highway patrol, because 911 is the police department and they only deal with the local streets. And we were on a state highway, so they had to call the highway patrol. It took the highway patrol, first of all, I had to call 3 times because that's how long it was taking. And it just so happened to be during the first coldest night of the year. It was freezing outside. And because I don't spend a lot of time outside, I'm not always layered. I was so cold, but so grateful to be alive and cold. Because listen, the way he hit me, the way he slammed into the back of my vehicle, if I was close to another vehicle, absolutely I would have ran into them. Or a car behind him could have hit him. Now, the driver was very, very apologetic. He was like, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. This is my very first accident. I never even got a ticket before. I can't believe I did that. He had a passenger, and apparently he was getting ready to get over into the middle lane. But as he looked back over his right shoulder to see if there was any cars coming, that's when I started to slow down a bit. And his passenger was just in the process of telling him, like, she's braking, when he looked and slammed on his brakes to try to avoid to hit me. So it actually could have been a lot worse. But my thing is, how close were you driving to me to even, like, for that to even be the situation? And also, a car could have came and hit him from the back after he did that. And then I'm thinking about the cars that could have hit me as I'm trying to get over, because cars was just still driving like regular. So I had to call the 911, and they, reached out to the highway patrol 3 times. The accident happened between 6:30 and 6:45. They did not come out to us until 8:30 p.m. Until 8:30. And I asked the 3rd time, like, listen, what is going on? Why is it taking so long? And they said, you know what? There's so many accidents going on right now. We're going to get to you as soon as we can. I'm thinking, how many accidents? What's going on? What's going on? I mean, an accident is an accident, but I feel like there's so many people that are distracted. Please don't drive distracted. Don't text while driving. Now, listen, I will talk on the phone, I will admit, but my phone has speakers. My phone is tapped into my system in my car. It's completely hands-free. And I know for many drivers that can be a distraction, especially young drivers talking and driving. But if you're holding onto your phone, if you're texting, if you're worried about where you're going or where you're coming from, don't do it. If you have to text and it's that important, pull over. If you have some challenges, some worries, some stressors from where you came and where you're going, don't go yet. Relax. Get yourself together, breathe, and just calm down, because you don't know whose life you have in your hands. It's not just yours. And I always tell my young adult children when they're driving, and if we are in traffic and maybe they might be driving too close to a car, they stop in or whatever. And I'm always looking in the rearview mirror. And I told them, you may be able to see what's going on in front of you, but the person behind you don't know what kind of day or what distractors they have. And so you always have to be mindful of that. And I would have been mindful of that if I wasn't driving regular. I can't even believe it. Listen, I haven't driven since. He took full responsibility. His insurance is taking liability, responsibility for it. They also gave him a ticket because of, I guess, reckless driving. I'm not sure. I mean, he wasn't under the influence or anything, but they did give him a ticket and explained he would have to go to court and this, that, and the other. But y'all, I don't feel comfortable driving on the highway at all right now, because it's not that it was traffic. I literally was driving regular and he just ran into the back of me. And that is something that I just can't get out of my head right now. I know eventually I will, because I'm going to definitely work with it. I'm going to seek out therapy for it for sure, because this is not right. It's not cool. And I don't like having this type of feeling of fear or anything. And when I went to the emergency room, my blood pressure was skyrocket. It was 245 over 105. 245? So I am definitely, I have to be very mindful of that, because of my hokum, and it's not good for my pressure to be elevated at all, much less like that. And I got it under control right now, but I am going to see my specialist in the next week. And I'm on a wait list, hopefully if something comes up sooner. But y'all, be careful. This is the holiday season. We want you to leave home and come back in a better condition than when you left. Don't just think about yourself. Think about the others that you are driving around. If you pray before you drive, which I do, pray for those other drivers, the ones that are on the road with you, because you just don't know what people are going through, but everyone wants to get to their destination in one piece. And even if you get there in one piece, you want your vehicle to get there in one piece too. The inconveniences of it all is crazy. Oh, it's so crazy. And because there's such a labor shortage, this accident happened last week. It's going to be another 2 weeks. So 3 weeks in total before the body shop can get to my car. And when they get to my car with the supply chain challenge, it may take another month before all the parts that is going to be needed to fix my car comes in. Now, just be careful. All right, everyone. I just wanted to come here and give you that update. I hope you all are doing well, staying safe. And until we speak again, take care. I am Coach Sherry.